Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham, back with another video just for you guys here on the channel. The latest Chiefs news, the latest Chiefs rumors. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Let's talk about Sammy Watkins. If you haven't read his sit-down interview with Bleacher Report's Tyler Dunn, I highly recommend that you do so. But here's some of the cliff notes, essentially, because if I was to break down everything he talked about, we'd be here for 2 hours. I mean, seriously, this guy, he has quite a lot of thoughts and believes in a lot of things. Let's kind of rewind to, obviously fourth overall pick in Buffalo back in 2014, admitted to literally partying every night. Got drunk every night, smoked every night. He thinks that led to him having more injuries early on in his career, and that's what led to him ultimately getting traded to the Los Angeles Rams before the Chiefs signed him a few years ago. Talked about his injuries a lot. Thought he was going to retire at one point. Didn't know if football was for him, but obviously he was able to get on track and get to the Kansas City Chiefs and play a big role. Now, he talked about some existential stuff, some, all kinds of stuff. Here's a bullet point list of some things he also talked about, not necessarily all football related. He believes in unseen entities and spirits are in the world, says we can only see 1% of what's completely out there. Yeah, it's a little bit cuckoo if you ask me. He says that words can cast spells. He essentially said that in that 200-yard game against the Jags in Week 1 last year, that stuff he was saying was coming true. Like he was casting spells on defensive backs, and that's why he went off. So you've got that going. He also believes he's an alien. I don't know, Producer Dylan, do you think you're an alien? I don't think I'm an alien, but hey, more power to you, Sammy. He also thinks he's going to win 2 more Super Bowls, going to play 8 more seasons, and that he will be a future Hall of Famer. He's got to accomplish a lot if he wants to get into the Hall of Fame, but that is just scratching the surface, once again, of everything that was discussed in this article. It took me about a half hour to read through it all. Here's a quote just to kind of let you guys understand how off the rails Sammy Watkins can be. Now, I'm not calling him insane, but he's a different character. I'll just leave it at that. Saying, there is something controlling me, something or somebody or something. Once I realize that, if I work with this being or entity, again, talking about the beings, the entities that are unseen, and continue to keep the love in my heart, my soul, then I'm going to be okay. I just woke up out of nowhere and started feeling more, seeing more. I can feel a vibe, feel energy. I feel like I know when I'm around bad energy, I can feel it. So he can feel stuff. He says he understands when danger is close to him. He talked about a story where he predicted he would have 114 yards before or had a dream that he had 114 yards in the AFC title game and then had exactly 114 yards. I don't know if that's true or not. He claims to have told his wife. Is Sammy Watkins a bit crazy? Type Y for yes, type N for no. He's definitely a bit crazy. How crazy is he? That's not for me to decide, but I'm typing my Y for yes. He is certainly out there, at least a little bit. Let's look at the Chiefs' wide receiver depth chart. Obviously, Sammy Watkins has played a big role for this offense. Now, he hasn't been wide receiver 1. He did talk about in this piece as well how he expects to have over 1,000 yards and over 10 touchdowns this year. We'll see if that happens. Also talked about going into the Hall of Fame. Not convinced that's going to happen, but I've appreciated what he's done. To me, I've always thought, he's a bit overpaid and he is injury prone. Both of those have been true, but I can also appreciate that he's come up big in the biggest games with Kansas City. He's played well in both playoff runs. He was huge last year, had the big catch over Richard Sherman in the Super Bowl on the drive that took the lead late in the fourth quarter. I like Sammy Watkins as a player. I don't know if he's going to be with Kansas City long term, but this is fascinating. It is really, really fascinating. Again, one more time, I encourage you. Typically, I don't plug other people's work here on the Chiefs Report, but this piece on Bleacher Report with Sammy Watkins, it is fascinating. I hope I gave you some of the cliff notes pretty well there, but trust me, there is a whole lot more. We want to have a whole lot more videos here on the Chiefs Report, but we need more subscribers. I've been given a deadline. I got to reach 5,000 subs by June 1st. We got about 2.5 weeks, just about 650 subs between now and then to reach our goal. Help us get there. Hit that big red subscribe button. We're trying to plug videos almost every single day on the channel just for you subscribers. So go ahead, hit that big red button, join the family, help us get there, get to 5K by June 1. All right, let's get into some more practical stories here. Taco Charlton, is he ready to leave his shell? Shout out producer Dylan for the title of this graphic here. Obviously, signed the one-year deal with Kansas City. It's official, no guaranteed money. I think it's like $880,000 base with zero guaranteed. So if he makes the roster, Chiefs won't have any dead cap money. He's been a bust. Let's just call it what it is. First-round pick in 2017. Cowboys cut him after 2 seasons. Played okay with the Dolphins last year, but they ended up cutting him as well. Taco says this is a year to prove himself in a recent video appearance he did with a Kansas City news station here in the past couple of days. So he knows it's put up or shut up time. He's playing for future contracts this year. There's no doubt about it. He's got to make the roster first. Did have 5 sacks last year, but a bit misleading. Pro Football Focus isn't the end-all, be-all, but they did not give him a great grade. Those are some empty stats. So played a little better last year, but overall, he's kind of been a soft taco early on in his career. Now, if you look at the defensive line depth chart, he's going to have to work just to make the roster. Let's be honest. Frank Clark, Alex Okafor, and Passanio, they're locks to make the team at defensive end. Breeland Speaks is a player the Chiefs took in the second round a few years back. They just drafted Michael Dana. How many DNs are they going to carry? The expanded roster to 55 is going to help, but I don't know if he's actually going to make the team in the end. I'm pulling for him, but like I said, he's kind of been a soft taco at this point in his career. Will that change in 2020? Taco Charlton will be a S for soft taco in 2020 or H for hard taco. Look, I may like to eat soft tacos more than crunchy or hard tacos, but that's the thing. Soft tacos, they get eaten. If Taco Charlton's a soft taco, it means he's getting eaten, and he's not getting the job done on the field. So I'm typing my H. I hope it happens. I hope he gets better as a player in 2020 because that would certainly help the Chiefs' defense out in the end. All right, guys, we're trying to help you guys out with this deal of the day here on the Chiefs Report. Chatsports.com/Chiefs8 will get you to this page where you can get this jacket for 25% off. These deals don't last forever. Trust me. Fanatics is changing them all the time. Chatsports.com/Chiefs8. Get this Super Bowl hoodie while it's on sale, just over $45 as we record this video right now. I'll put that link in the comments. It'll be in the description. Make it easy for you guys to find it while it's on sale. All right, as you guys know, the schedule came out last week. Full 16 games for all 32 NFL teams. The early odds makers have the Chiefs favored in 14 of 16 games. Not super surprising, right? Defending Super Bowl champs, probably the best team heading into 2020. We'll see how things play out. Only games they're underdogs in are at Baltimore, at New Orleans. 2-point dogs up in Baltimore, 1.5 in New Orleans. That makes sense, right? Like typically the home team is favored or gets 3 points. So if it was in Kansas City, they would be favored in both. But those are 2 really good teams on the road. I have no problem with that from the odds makers early on. We'll see if the Chiefs can top their 12-4 record that they've had the past couple of years. Heavy favorites in the opener. Also favors on the road against the Chargers. There's that dog against the Ravens, 2 points, a little Monday Night Football. And then pretty big favorites against the Patriots. Not super surprising with no Tom Brady. Big favorites at home against the Raiders. Thursday night game. That's a tricky game in Week 6 at Buffalo. I'm not surprised by that line. Home teams typically have an advantage on those short weeks. Broncos, Jets, big favorite at home against the Jets. Not a super surprise. Huge favorites against Carolina in Week 9 as they are rebuilding before the Week 10 bye. On the road at Vegas, I think that's a trap game as well in Week 11. 6.5 points there. Not surprised that it's. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little lower, honestly, once we get there. Bucks, pretty much a pick'em game on the road. Tom Brady and the boys, and then the final stretch against the Broncos at home for Sunday Night Football. Big favorites in that one. At Miami, at New Orleans, you see 1.5-point dogs on the road in the Dome. And then the Falcons and Chargers at home. Big favorites in both of those. So again, favored in 14 out of 16. These lines will move a ton. Obviously, they'll change during the season as well. But the boys in Vegas, they are pretty confident in the Chiefs this season. The Chiefs will win blank games in 2020. Go ahead and fill in the blank for me. 12 the last couple of years. You think they top it this year? Go ahead and type that number for me. The Chiefs will win blank games in the 2020 NFL season. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. All right, we got a bit of a Juan Thornhill injury update. Nothing official. The team hasn't announced anything, but he did tweet that he got the wheels moving again, which kind of tells me he's starting to run around, do some things. Probably off crutches, that sort of thing. Had ACL surgery in mid-January, so we're looking at about the 4-month mark here since he had the surgery. That's about when you start doing things. Next step will be non-football related activities. We'll see when that happens. He and the Chiefs are hoping to be ready by week 1, which, would be about an 8-month turnaround from surgery. 10 years ago, that would be crazy, but nowadays, people recover from ACL surgeries in 7 or 8 months if they attack their rehab right. We'll see if that'll be the case for Juan Thornhill. Obviously, they're not going to rush him because he's a terrific player, had a great rookie season last year. I like him a lot. I think he's going to be a big part of Spags' defense moving forward. Whether it's week 1 or week 3, I don't really care. Just don't force the issue just for him to be ready for week 1. Although, I am optimistic he will be ready once the season starts. What do you guys think? Will Juan Thornhill be ready by week 1 of the 2020 NFL season? Type 1 for yes or type 2 for no. Go ahead. Let me know down below. I think he will be, but it's kind of 50-50. We'll see, June, July, how those couple of months go, and then obviously the preseason as well. I'm going to type my 1, speak it into existence. It works every single time. Not really. All right, you look at the secondary depth chart. Juan Thornhill next to Tyrann Mathieu. I think that's one of the better safety tandems in the NFL. Cornerback will be the spot to watch for the Kansas City Chiefs, with Bashaud Breeland possibly being suspended. No Kendall Fuller anymore, so Rashad Fenton, I've got him penciled in as the nickelback. I think L'Jarius Sneed will play a role as a rookie, maybe the Fenton type of role that he played as a rookie this past season. But Thornhill is certainly going to be a big part of this football team moving forward. Young player, great rookie season. I expect him to have a big second season as soon as he is healthy. Hopefully he gets to be 100% very, very soon and is ready for the 2020 NFL season. I think he's one of the best young safeties in the NFL.